Business owners, how you doing? This is Eugene E Clapp of the CLAPP Group today, and I want to go over some things with you about the qualifications and the criteria that you need to have when you submit an application through the CLAPP Group to the different underwriting and funding sources that we do have. I think it is some misconceptions. I think it's some misunderstandings out there about what it is that we arrange, what it is that the CLAPP Group does. And I just want to let you know today what we do and what you need to have in order to take advantage of the business funding and business services that the CLAPP Group can arrange for you and that the CLAPP Group's constituents around the United States can arrange for you as well. Number one, first and foremost, businesses, we know that 84.3% of all businesses in the United States cannot get funded from a bank or traditional lending institution. And we also know that 82% of all businesses that were polled as to why they went out of business said the number one reason was the lack of working capital. It caused them to shut their doors. So we know that having access to money is very important for you as a business owner. And the CLAPP Group, we provide access by pairing up business owners with the best private funding sources out there to meet their needs. But even though they're the best to meet their needs, it's some qualifications, business owners, that you all have to have in order to access this capital. And I think that a lot of times, I'm just going to be here honest and say it. As business owners, you're not as truthful with us as you would be with a bank or lending institution. Therefore, you don't get the fundings when you apply. Let me go into more detail and explain what I mean. Business owners, you got to have at least a 500 credit score, FICO score. That's the first thing. Second thing, business owners, you got to have a business bank account if you want to get the most funding. We do have programs out there that you don't have to have a business bank account, that you can do it with a personal bank account. You don't have to be a registered business entity. You can be a sole proprietorship. But in order to be taken seriously in this business funding industry, it's important that you have a business bank account. It's important that you are a registered business entity, a subchapter S, LLC, C Corp. Be a registered business entity. It makes you seem like you're serious about doing business. Okay? The third one, you only have to be in business for 6 months. Banks usually require you to be in business for 2 years. We require you to be in business for 6 months. As far as the minimum revenue is concerned, the minimum revenue that we require with all funding partners is $5,000 a month. And that's not for all of our funding partners. That is for the one that is the most affable to work with businesses that may be a little smaller, or maybe they just got their start a few months back and they're building their revenue. So business owners, if you're coming through there with $1,000 a month revenue, $2,000 a month revenue, I'm sorry, it's nothing we can do for you. $3,000 a month revenue, $4,000 a month revenue. No, we want to see $5,000 a month and up. Also, when we talk about revenue-based business funding, it's not a loan. It is a business funding. Your revenue is going to dictate how much funding you get. So if you are only making $5,000 a month, do not expect to get a working capital funding of $50,000. It's not going to happen. The underwriting teams look at your last 90 days. And those last 90 days, each month must be $5,000 a month in revenue. You can't have 1 month at 10,000, another month at 5, and another month at 2,000. You're going to get denied because each month must be $5,000 or more a month. That's for the business funding part. For lines of credit, which we know are very hard to get, Most banks have stopped giving business owners lines of credit. For lines of credit, the minimums we look for is $19,000 a month. That's the minimum we look for. If your business has been in business for a while, you're doing $19,000 a month. You have at least a 620 credit score. You may be a candidate with your business for a line of credit. And most business owners want lines of credit, but they're harder to qualify for. It can still be done, but the process is a little more stringent and may take a little more time. People, we have it for you out there, but business owners, you have to come to us truthfully and with integrity. We're also looking to see what your average daily balances are with your bank account these last 90 days. I mean, do you have 20,000 in there on the first of the month, and then by the fifth of the month, you only have 1,000? I mean, we realize that you have bills. We realize you have things to pay. But underwriting wants to see that you're responsible business owners and everything is not going on out the door at the time it comes in. We call it living on the float. So we want to make sure that you're not living on the float. We also look with our underwriting teams to see if you have an excessive amount of NSFs. Now, NSFs means non-sufficient funds. Non-sufficient funds. That means that you have overdrawn your business bank account. And we understand it may happen once or twice in a month. And it shouldn't happen every month, because then you're living on the float for real. So underwriting says, okay, if they don't have any more than 2 NSFs in a monthly cycle, then we'll look at it. Any more than 2 NSFs in a monthly cycle, you're done. You're going to be denied by 99% of all the underwriting teams out there. You will not proceed to the next step. Okay? So these are things we look at. And a big thing that has been coming up lately that business owners claim they don't know that they have, and I don't think they're being truthful when they say it, is a UCC filing. Business owners, you know if you have a UCC filing or not. Now, what is a UCC filing? A UCC filing means that you have taken out an MCA, or if you've gotten some kind of business loan or business funding, and you didn't pay it back. Now, when we ask you these questions to pre-qualify you, and you say, no, I don't have a UCC filing, I don't understand if you have one, why you would say no, or you forgot that you had one, because business owners don't forget what hurts their business financially. So I got to just be honest. You're not being truthful when you say you forgot you had one. You know you had one. You just don't want to say it. Well, because this funding is non-collateralized in most cases, the layers are going to be pulled back. And when the layers are going to be pulled back, the underwriting teams are going to discover certain things. A UCC filing is right there for all potential lenders and funding sources to see. And once it's seen, your application is dead in the water if you have a UCC filing. So I guess what I want to impress upon you all business owners is to, 1, be a real business. 2, be a real business that has revenue coming in. 3, be a real business that does not have a UCC filing. And 4, be a real business that has a need for alternative revenue-based business funding, for a line of credit, and other business services that you know will help you scale your business and get you to the next level. Because remember, the CLAPP Group is here to help your business, not hurt your business. But the one thing we're not here for is to have our time wasted, have our underwriters' time wasted, or to waste your time by not being able to match you and your business up with a viable funding source that's going to help your business survive, grow, and thrive. So with that being said, if you have any questions, you can reach me at 786-565-5133. You can reach me by email at theclappgroup@gmail.com. That's the THE Clapp CLAPP Group GROUP @gmail.com. Or you can just go on the website and you can look and see the different funding sources we have and the criterias for each, because it's all right there in black and white or whatever color the website might be. Okay? So hey, you know what I say to you before I go. Yours in life, yours in business, yours in success. Make it a profitable and prosperous week, and I'll see you at the top.